All right, let's get it. Let's go live. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's put this up on the YouTubes. Let's see how we looking over here. Make sure my audio is good. Where am I? Shouldn't have went there. So we're gonna talk about this EA Sports College Sports, college football. Yeah, we're looking good right there. All right, let me go to edit. Yeah, I'm gonna put a different thumbnail up there. Hopefully it'll look good. It'll stick. It'll look like something. And we gonna get into this because it's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to talk about. Um, there's a lot to talk about, and it is going to be really interesting to see what we talk about tonight. It's not made for kids. Go to thumbnail. Let's see. Perfect. Save that. All right, so we're gonna be live. We're gonna be talking. Let's see. We got the comment section up. Sir Bishop is here. I see his comment. That's dope. That's what's up. And yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Go to my channel. And we're going to talk about this game because I think this game is really, really interesting. It's going to be something to really talk about. And I am very interested to see other people's thoughts. I'm going to put the link out there so people could come in and listen as well or talk as well. Give out their thoughts and opinions or whatever the case may be on the game. If you've played it already, if you haven't played it already, and really, just give your thoughts because this game has not been out a week, but it's been 11 years since this game has been released. So it's going to be a lot to talk about, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts and opinions on it as well. I felt like doing a live on this because, to be quite honest, I am very surprised about what this game brought to the table. I did. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm going to be on this game a lot because, full disclosure, I'm not. I have a lot of other games to play. To be honest, me and my son was just playing Cuphead. He's getting into Cuphead. He loves the game Cuphead, so we've been playing that. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised. Shout out to Scott O'Gallagher for putting the game together along with many others at EA Sports. And it is pretty much a testament to what happens when you take time and not make these games a yearly release. A lot of the stuff in this game could not be done within a 9 to 11 month period. This game took years to develop and it showed. And it really you really get to see the benefits of just putting the game together and actually putting enough time into it. What's going on, Quayface? How you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. Hopefully everything's going good in your circle. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you for always coming through and being supportive, just as well as Sir Bishop. And I'm going to start off with just giving my thoughts on what's going on with this game. I've been playing it pretty much. The game's been out for me since the 15th, so it's been about 4 days. And I've played it 3 times. I played a lot of practice. I played a couple of games, and I think I got a good grasp on what this game is doing and how it's moving and how it's going. I've been playing football games for a very long time. I've been playing football games since the early 90s. So I can pretty much pick up a football game and know exactly the direction that it's going as far as gameplay wise within a couple of minutes. There's a few things that you can just look and see, things that you've been watching and things that you've seen over time that you can actually understand what is going on when you are playing these games. And for me, it's been pretty refreshing to see. I can't sit here and lie. It's been really refreshing to see. Cut some music on. Hopefully this music's not too loud. If it is, y'all let me know. But I'm gonna give my opinion straight up. And I'm going to be quite honest. This game is probably, I ain't gonna say the best football game I've played. It's only been 4 days, but it is really on pace to be one of the best games, best football games I played, period. I mean, it has all the makings of being a very, very good football game. One of the best. Usually these EA Sports games come out and you kind of see the problems off the rip. Like I said, if you've been playing these games for years, you know what to see as soon as you play the game. You know exactly what's going on. And the thing about this is, the things that you normally see, you did not see. You didn't see, there's very little suction tackling. The blocking, well, I'm going to talk about the blocking later, but I will say this, the AI in general plays very, very well. I mean, the AI does exactly what you expect it to do based on the ratings, based on positioning, based on the coverage. No player that I've seen so far are actually doing anything wonky. All the players, for the most part, these last 3 times I've played the game, and the 3 times I've played have been extensive. I played maybe anywhere between 3 to 4 hours each time I played this game. So I've been watching the game and I see, like, look, whatever they did at EA to put this game together, they need to keep doing this. I don't know if this could be sustainable on a yearly basis when you do a yearly title, but what I will say is this game has the potential. I'm not, if it's built properly, I don't know about 25 because it's very early, but if they keep building on what they're building on, this could pretty much easily blow 2K football out the water. Easily at this point. If they continue to build, right now, you're looking at College Football 25, they have every single tool that's there to make it past 2K football. As of right now, can they do it? I'm not sure, but I will say for myself, I am pleasantly surprised with this game. I love the way this game has been playing. I haven't seen any hiccups, anything crazy. I haven't tried to do any exploits because I just play straight up football. But every time when I've been playing the way I normally will play, try to play with football principles, try to understand if you got a player that has speed, use their speed. If a guy who can, break some tackles, break the tackles, guy who can tackle, make sure they're in position to tackle, make sure a guy who can who can cover very well. Those are the things that I want to see. And it's like, I think at the end of the day, what this game has to do and what it should have to offer is to continue to have the balance based on the ratings. And that's it. That's basically what it is. You should have this game played based on the ratings. And if a player is doing what they're supposed to do based on the ratings, and they have the AI to back it up as far as awareness, their abilities, that, the little abilities that they have all those things in place. The abilities, the AI, and is based on the ratings. If you have those 3 things together, you're gonna have a very solid football game. You have a very solid football game. Those are the things that basically works in any sports game. You want your players to have their abilities shown and put on display based on the rating numbers that are there. Like, I've always been a proponent, be like, I don't understand what rating numbers are, but when you do see a player do a certain thing on the field, they catch a jump ball, and you look at their ratings, you be like, okay, I can understand why that happens. These things should not be built off of a difficulty setting, because if it's built off a difficulty setting, if you're playing Heisman, a guy with 69 coverage will play like a 90 coverage. That makes no sense. I understand, if people want to play because based on a difficulty level, but I feel like, and I don't know if they'll ever do this, but this is what it feels like to me, and I'm playing on All-American. I feel that every player, based on if you go back and look at what their ratings are after a play happens, most of the time what I've noticed that the rating, let's say if somebody had a 76 tackle and they got, they did fairly decent with tackling, not very well. You see them get a good tackle in one play, and you turn around and you see them, miss a tackle or get, trucked another play. Well, a guy with 76 tackle, you can understand that. Which, like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like, ratings should be based on letter grade, not numbers. But that's a whole nother issue. I don't want to get into that. But I feel like what they've done so far, I think they've done a very good job of putting this together. I think they have. I think they've done a really good job of putting it together. And so far, first 4 days, I am impressed with what I see. Sir Bishop says Milroe Online is like Bo Jackson Technical. I'm gonna tell you something right now. No lie, but Sir Bishop, I don't rate none of these games based on online play. This is what I believe personally. I believe when you play online, I believe that ratings are thrown out the window. I believe when you play online, anything can happen. Now, is that same if you can say the same for offline gaming? Yeah, but I tend to have more success playing offline, and the game is being respected based on what these players are put together. Not just college football 25. I'm just talking about just sports games in general. I feel like when you play online, I think there's a bit of wonkiness going on with ratings. So I don't trust nothing that happens online. If somebody try to do a breakdown, and I haven't done a breakdown in a long time, but if you try to do a breakdown in Madden, or you try to do a breakdown in, NBA 2K or whatever, you do a breakdown in any of those games, you make a video like we used to do in the old days, like, the Sim Standard, what, me, Bills, and DJ used to do, Ryan Moody. When you do a breakdown like that and you find out that game isn't played online, I don't believe nothing in the breakdown. I don't believe nothing in the breakdown once you try to tell me something's wrong with the game that you've played online. There's so many factors in the playing online. For instance, the servers. You don't know what this person's server is doing compared to your server is doing when y'all link up. What EA service is doing. What is your peer-to-peer ping is like? All those things could throw things out of whack. I don't believe, so for instance, if I'm playing, with Auburn, and you're playing with Milroe from Alabama, and we're playing online, I don't believe any of those ratings when you're playing online. I just don't. I believe that you could be successful with any team online. And no, you can't edit players in Dynasty. There's been, I think that they're doing that to protect themselves. The NIL, name, player, and likeness, they're protecting themselves from any type of loss. So whatever they put in the game, they're going to put it there. So as far as editing players, I don't think that's going to be, I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe once they get the fictional players in, maybe. But nah. But I just feel at the end of the day, I've been playing offline. I played about 3 or 4 games. I played for maybe like 9, maybe 10 hours now. I bought the game early. I have the game, and I didn't pay for I didn't get the 10-day trial. I have the full game. And yeah, see, that's exactly what I was saying. You can only edit, non-NIL players. That's what I thought. I kind of figured that because of the actual players being put in the game. You don't want to have any issue with lawsuits or whatever. They're trying to play that very safe. But like I said, the time that I've been playing, I feel like this game has really respected. It respected what football is as of right now. Will things pop their head up later? Is this the honeymoon phase? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is a honeymoon phase, but what I will say is everything that this is one of the reasons why I didn't get hyped about this game. I did not get hyped. I kept everything at a base level because I kind of figure when people get hyped for a game and as long as they're playing that game, if they got that controller in their hand and they're playing the game, you know what I'm saying? Or for you PS5 people, if you're playing the game and you got a controller in your hand and you've been hyped about this game, you're not going to see some of the flaws in the game. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna get this game, I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna see what is hitting on. And all I did was just play it for what it was. I wasn't just happy because a college game is out there. I just started playing the game, and I'm just like Jared Green right here. I'm just like Jared Green. I'm enjoying the game so far. I'm enjoying it as well, because I feel like at the end of the day, this game is actually, it's respecting the principles of football as of right now. If I had, I'll tell you my 2 gripes that I have a little bit later. I really will. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the link out there, so if anybody want to come up and talk and give their thoughts and opinions about the game, I'm definitely going to let people come up and speak if they want to. I think the only thing is, I can't remember where the link is at. Oh, here it is. I'm tripping. All right, that's the link right there. I'm gonna pin it to the top. If anybody want to come in and you want to talk about this, you can give your thoughts and opinions on what's going on, and we'll just go from there. But like I said, I love the game. So far so good. I'm with you, Quayface. I'm pretty much enjoying the game a lot. And Quayface, if he's here, he can attest to this. And I talked to Bishop and Jared Green last time. This is a manifestation of what they did with the golf game. The golf game is absolutely amazing, and I'm getting those same vibes off of this golf game as how well this game is put together. The golf game, as of right now, and I still stand by this, and I'll give you my reasons why about this as well. I still believe that the golf game is the best EA Sports game that they put together in the last 15 years. Now, College Football 25 is starting to make me think that it could compete with it. But the only reason why I don't think it could compete with it is one of my gripes about college football is the fact that they don't have, they have like a quasi ESPN college game day vibe to it, but they don't have the actual thing. EA Sports, I think EA Sports PGA Tour, I think they have something they like very similar to the Golf Channel, but it looks way more similar to what you see on TV. So I do give the edge for presentation slightly to the golf game as of right now, but college football 25, that presentation is very, very good. And I still do believe that the golf game does represent golf better than what the college football game is doing right now. Even though, because I still believe that college football is a really good game. This is a really good game. But I still think it is slightly below the golf game, because I think at the end of the day, I think the golf game has a little bit more authenticity behind it. A little bit more. But like I said, EA has something, they have the blueprint here. And I did a video about this as well. EA Sports has the blueprint to make incredible sports games. They did this with the golf game. That just like what Quayface said, facts. That golf, it's basically the same blueprint. If you look at Rory McIlroy golf, let me see if I got it here. If you look at Rory McIlroy golf, which I did buy a physical copy of this, and you look at EA Sports PGA Tour, it's almost a complete upgrade. It's because from this game, which came out in 2015, it came out 2015, up until the recent golf game was 8 years. So I would say maybe 4 years they put that much time into the game. And look at what they did. The college football game, they took 3, maybe 4 years to put this game together. And look at what happened. This is the way. Yeah, exactly. It's a night and day difference. These yearly titles need to stop. These yearly titles just need to stop, because you can tell the upgrade. You can see the passion. You can see the the care and the dedication they put behind the game. You could tell there was like no crunch. There was no rushing. There was none of that stuff going on. This is why the college game is so good. It's not because, it's the college game and it's out now. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people could have put out an update to college NCAA 14 and people would have loved it. But that game would have been nowhere near as good as what this college game is now. Jared Green says this game rewards and punishes you the types of plays you pick in certain situations. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you go back and look at one of my videos that I just put out, and there was a clip of it was Boise State. I was playing with Georgia Southern. There was a play when they ran a cover 2 and it split the safeties, and it was a stop and go for my slant receiver. Well, not my slot receiver. That slant and go, I was able to catch that ball over the top and make an easy touchdown. That would never happen in NCAA 14. Hell, that would never happen in a Madden game today. So this is what I'm talking about. When you take the time and fix the AI to actually go along with what is being written on the field as far as the play, the AI has to get punished if that AI is not that equipped to actually be on their A game when you're playing against the AI. It takes a lot of work to do that, to get the AI to say, you know what, we're not going to cheat the player if we play within the confines of what this team can do. If the team is not that good, there's no reason for this team to be like, having over the top AI that can stop anything you can do just because of a difficulty setting. This is another reason why I say difficulty settings in sports games is BS. It should be based on, now, if you want to play that way, there's an arcade mode, have fun. But if you're going to play the game based on the rules of the game, if you got a safety out there that's not that good, I don't care if you have the difficulty up there, the Heisman or double Heisman or whatever you got. If he's a 69, he's a 69. Right, I know Jared Green's talking about the passing game. Yeah, it's facts. What happened in the passing game cannot, the way it's set up, that does not happen in the current Madden. It doesn't happen in NCAA 14. They've done a phenomenal job. Revamp passing is on different, absolutely. And you know what? They made the most simplest mechanic in passing to be one of the most comfortable, the most satisfying and feel good mechanics in passing game history. When it comes, I guess that's the thing. When it comes to playing football games, look, when you played the game, when you had the game, check this out. Let me use the darker controller because you can see. When you played any game prior to that, PS2 did it pretty good. Original Xbox did it pretty good. When you press a button, it's a lob. When you tap the button, it's a lob. When you hold it down, it's a bullet. But it was never not that much in between. It was very small error for in between. With this revamp passing, the way they got it, where you could hold the button to get a bullet or tap it, it is much better. Because when there's no error, room for error, when you just tapping the button or pressing it, well, even if you press the button, you're not going to get that ball to be layered like you want it to be. But when you have that button, when you can hold it down, it's like a whole throwing motion by pressing the button as long as you want to. It's like a throwing motion. It's one of the best. It's one of the most innovative things I've seen. They tried to do that with. They tried to do that with what you call it? Damn it! What they tried to do with NFL Fever. They tried to do it NFL Fever, but they didn't They didn't have the button all the way. Hey, Mr. Kenneth Mullen, I appreciate it, man. I did a whole video on this PC if you want to go check it out. RGB lights at the top, 2 big RGB fans in the front, and I got RGB cooler and an RGB back fan. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. But I feel at the end of the day that this game is a game that a lot of us been wanting for not just the 11 years that NCAA Football 14 has been missing, but people are wanting this type of gameplay for, you got to understand, almost 20, I ain't gonna say, I'd say about 15 years. Go back to 2009, 2008, because you got to understand, people were content with the PS2 Maddens and PS2 NCAAs. And based on what that game brought to the table, it did everything right. I can't think of not many things that the old Maddens done from the PS2 era that what they done wrong. But once you came into the next era, when 360 and PS3 came out, you saw Madden 06 and the way that came out. Ever since then, 2005, 2000, yeah, you can say almost 20 years, 2005, 2006, we've been waiting. We've been waiting for a game with this type of gameplay this long. You gotta understand, we done went through Madden 25 for the PS3, PS4, which that's a game that I really like. I don't have a problem with that game. You can go back to Madden 08 on the PS3, Xbox 360, which is another pretty solid game. You can even go, in my opinion, I thought Madden 17 was okay. You know, Madden 20 was another one. But, you know, those are just okay games. This game has the potential to be one of the best EA Sports football games that's ever been put together. And that even goes back to the PS2 days. Now, it's only been 4 days since I played this game, so I don't know for certain, but it's still a possibility. Jared Green said he would love to join, but discuss the game, but he's out the hey, happy birthday to Mr. Green Pops. Happy birthday, man. That's what's up. My wife just had a birthday this past Wednesday, and we're going to do things for her, you know, this weekend. You know, I done did some things for her already because her birthday was Wednesday, but, you know, this weekend we're actually going to go out and do some things, and it's a beautiful thing, man. When people have birthdays, it's a beautiful thing, man, and enjoy them to the fullest. Jared Green also says people are still going to complain, bro. I knew what the NIL this game wasn't going to be like the other NCAA. That, you know what? Let me tell you something. If people are going to complain about this, then there's nothing to worry about. Because my main thing is, if you're going to complain about the game and it's going to be legitimate, I believe it's going to have something to do with one or two things. It's going to be about gameplay, or it's going to be about some bug or glitch in the game. If it ain't one of those two things, I really don't care. People could complain about the roster situation. They could complain about team builder not being up day one. I could care less. I want to know is when I put this game into my console, or if this game ever come to PC, if I put it on one of those platforms, and if I play it, am I going to have some issues when I play the game on the field? And this is one of the reasons why I kind of got out of the football business of playing football games, and I was playing other games. I just started playing other games because to me, I knew, like I said earlier in the stream, I know within 5 minutes, I know if there's a problem with this game just by seeing the way it runs, the way it plays. Let me run about 5 or 6 plays, and I know, like, okay, I know if I'm gonna play this game for the next, week or so. I know if I'm gonna play this game for the next month. I know I'm gonna play this game for the next year. This game right here, I can honestly say right now, I know I'm gonna be playing this game for the entire year. Unless if they do something wonky and patch something and do something crazy and put a patch in and mess the game up, I'm gonna be on this game for the entire year. And it's not necessarily, like I said, it's not necessarily because this is the honeymoon phase for me, because I tried my best. A lot of y'all who've been watching my channel and watching the videos, y'all know I've been trying to keep a level head. I already said I'm not going to be playing this game that much. I mean, that's a given because I have a lot of other games in my backlog. So I'll probably maybe run 1 or 2 games a week compared to what I used to do when I used to play a football game every day. I'm probably going to maybe 3 games out a week at the most. But I know that this game right here is going to be a game that I could play for the entire year. There's nothing wrong with supporting Maximum Football. I like the game. Hell, I bought a t-shirt from them. But with me having a level head, I can see what the game is about. Because see, a lot of people come in these games with hype. They come in this game with a lot of excitement. And they literally, and we all done this. Yeah, Kim, I hope it comes to PC too. This game needs to come. Now, I don't know if 25 will, but this game needs to come to PC at some point. I can't remember the last college football game that was on PC. Maybe College 06, College 04. And I could be wrong about that. But I just feel that, I done lost my train of thought a little bit, but I just feel at the end of the day, this is a good moment for everybody. If you love football games, now I know what I'm about to say. I came into this with the level head because a lot of people get into these games with hype, and we all done this before. And if you haven't done it, you're lying. And it's not just with football games. It could be with any game that you can look at. You was hyped about a game and you played it and you overlooked things that you knew that you saw that was BS, but you kept playing it because you had fun. We all done it. Some people do it with Madden every single year. By the time October comes, they're ready to put the game down. Some people want to be in the good graces with EA so bad, and I don't want to put nobody out there. I've seen it happen. They be in the good graces of EA so bad, they will ignore flaws in the game until the next game come out, and they be like, "Oh yeah, this has been improved." But wait a minute, you saw this. You saw this in September, bro. And you wait till next September to say like, "Oh yeah, well such and such game had this problem, but they improved it this year." But you act like you didn't see it. Go to the Mortal Kombat 1 community right now. Go to the Mortal Kombat 1 community right now. They're having that same issue right now. I promise you with Mortal Kombat 1 right now, all the issues with that game, some people, well, there's a lot of people that are saying something, but there's some people that don't want to say anything. But as soon as Mortal Kombat 2 come out, they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, this was a problem in Mortal Kombat 1. Well, bro, where were you? Everybody was saying this already. And that's another reason why I wanted to talk about this, but I really wanted to get out of the football gaming business. I love football. I love going to football games. I love watching football. I love playing football games. But I'd rather sit back and just play, I'd rather just sit back and play Madden 08 on my original Xbox and just have a good time instead of watching people flat out lie about what they see in Madden 23 and then come back and say, "Oh yeah, this was a problem in Madden 24. Well, wait, what? So that at the end of the day, that's the issue that I have with having hype over the game. I don't want to be hyped up over a game that, to be quite honest, I just don't want to be blinded by things that I don't see. I've been talking for about 34 minutes now. If you want to come up and talk and give me your thoughts and opinions, you can. The link is pinned at the top of the chat if you want to. If not, that's cool. But I will say this. I'm not ready to give this game a review yet because I've only been playing it for less than a week. But that review will be coming, and I think that this game's going to get very high praise from me. I believe, unless if I see something crazy over the weekend. You compare the game to the GOAT 2004. Hey, NCAA 04, 06, and 08. Those three right there, man. Those three, you can't go wrong in any of those three. 07 had some good passing, though. But you can't get no better than those three. Those three games was, man, you taking me back, man. Those games are absolutely amazing, man. Absolutely. And you notice, they got the stadium pulse. They put the stadium pulse back in the game from the old days. They put the stadium pulse in from the old days. They got the squiggly lines back in, you know. I think those always been in, but they got those back in. The only, I said this earlier, but the only two gripes I got with this game, and I know this probably would never ever happen. Probably never happen. I wish they would get ESPN or CBS, Fox Sports, or ABC broadcast on the game. That's my only gripe. They don't have that. And two, they don't have suspensions in the game. And I know that probably will never happen. It probably never happen. You know they're not going to have concussions back in the game. I totally understand that. But I wish they had players getting suspended in the game, and I wish they had some form of legit. You know, I'm be honest with you, they don't even have to have ESPN, ABC, NBC. Oh, I didn't say NBC. They don't even have to NBC with Notre Dame. They don't have to have those authentic ones. They should create their own that makes it look like a real broadcast that you will see on TV. Like, say if EA Sports did it, and they had if EA Sports did their own thing, but it looks like a real television broadcast, I think that'd be cool. But I don't think they'll get ESPN. They had ESPN in NCAA 14, but I don't think they'll ever have that again. But it would be nice. So I think those are my two gripes with the game. Jared Green says, I've played Clemson with my Tar Heels in the stadium, was rocking. The wide receiver shook and ran the incorrect route. That's how it's supposed to be. I get that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it was in the old days. Quayface says dynamic weather needs to be in 25. I agree. I agree that dynamic weather should be in 25. I mean, the one thing about dynamic weather, that was done back in the PS2 days, the original Xbox days. I remember when I played a game, I played a game where it snowed in the first half or like the first quarter, and then the snow kind of went away. Or like it started kind of muggy, and then it started raining by the end of the game. I remember it started raining, and by halftime it stopped. So if they could do it back on these old consoles, back on an original Xbox, like this one right here, they should be able to do it on an Xbox Series. They should be able to do it on the PS5. So it shouldn't be a problem. But I think overall, though, this is a very solid game. Well done by Scott OG. Scott OG has been on my other channel, the First and Frame channel, when I had the podcast going. And he asked us some questions about certain gameplay. And we understand why he was asking about it now. And that's pretty cool. It's really cool. But I just feel at the end of the day, man, also, EA got something special here, man. I'll say at the bare minimum, if they can take every other year to make a game, if they make every other year at the minimum to make these sports games, we'll have a solid product every time it's released. They took the time and did a good game with the golf game, which I highly recommend, even if you don't like golf. This game will teach you how to play the game. It's a beautiful, beautiful golf game, and it plays very well. Like I said, it's probably the best EA Sports title that was put out since the last 15 years. If they could take the time with that and make a great game, they take the time with this college game and make a great game. And I know this may be unpopular, but I'm going to say it. And I believe this game deserves it. They need to do the same thing and give the care and attention and do right by NBA Live. They need to do this with NBA Live. NBA Live, to be quite honest, yeah, it got a bad rap. Yeah, it went through a lot of turmoil since NBA Elite 11. And to be honest, the franchise been through absolute hell since NBA Live 14. Live 15 did pretty good. Shout out, and I'm gonna tell you something about that. If I'm not mistaken, Scott O'Gallagher, the same guy who put this football game together, helped put this football game together, he worked on Live 14 and 15, and Live 15 is possibly the best live that came out this last generation. But even after that, Live 16 was garbage. They skipped Live 17. Live 18 was okay. And just like what Jared just said right here, Live 19 was not that bad. I just did some gameplay with Live 19 on a few videos I did ago. A few videos ago. Yeah, 15 was good, exactly. And Live 19 wasn't bad. But that franchise been through so much hell, and I get it. You did it with the golf game. You know, Live 19 was kind of like in turmoil. They couldn't come up with Live 20. Everybody wanted college football. I get it. But I believe at this point, Live needs to get this treatment. Live does not deserve to be in limbo like it is right now, and nobody knows if the game will ever come back. You guys got to understand, the game hasn't come out in 6 years. It's been since 2018, since Alive came out. It doesn't even feel like that, y'all. It doesn't even feel like it was, 6 years. But it's been 6 years. And if they can make this game, this football game like this, if they can make that golf game like this, they can do right by Live. They can do right by NBA Live. Yes, Live 15 was good. It was a good game. Unfortunately, I think that was the time when Scott OG moved over back to 2K, and he helped with Live 2K 15, 16, 17, and so on. But they had something with Live 15. And you saw the difference. When Live 16 came out, that was it. It was garbage. Now, another thing I will say before I get out of here, I'm almost at 45 minutes. I'll probably go up to an hour. If somebody want to come up and talk real quick, that'd be great. But this could open the door for a lot of things. If this college football game could do good, this could open up a door for a basketball game, a college basketball game. I don't see why not. Why not? I can see 2K doing a basketball game. It's too much money to be made. This game already had 2 million players. 2 million players already on this game in 4 days. 2 million players been playing, as of right now, there's been up to 2 million plus players been playing EA Sports College Football in 4 days. It's too much of a buzz to have college basketball sitting on the sideline. And I will be honest, I will say let 2K do it. Because 2K right now is king of basketball right now. Even though they do have their issues when it comes to NBA 2K right now. They do have their issues. But I will say let them do it. I wouldn't want to put that on EA right now because EA got a lot going on. They just made this football game. They still got Madden. They got all this other stuff going. Now, don't get me wrong, 2K just did a tennis game, which I haven't played the tennis game yet, but I need to get on that, and I will talk about that when I get it. They just did a racing game with their Lego game, which is, all intents and purposes, that is a sports game. They still got their golf game, which I'm surprised they didn't do a 24, which they're probably learning not to do these games on a yearly basis. So they got some stuff under their belt, but 2K is pretty much that team that could go ahead and put a basketball game out. As of right now, what I think EA should do is focus on live. Give live this treatment. Let 2K, I ain't gonna say let 2K, but 2K should be thinking about putting out a college basketball game right now. And this is another thing. Let's think about this, y'all. I don't know if somebody know, let me know. NBA 2K, not NBA 2K, but 2K sports in general. Can they make a college football game? Let's be honest, can they make a college football game? I don't think this is exclusive. Is college football exclusive to EA Sports? Y'all let me know. Because if they're not, do we see 2K football come back? But I do think that, to be honest, yeah, I'm not sure. I think it is, but I haven't heard anything about it being exclusive, Quayface. I don't know. But I do think that 2K can go ahead and at least make a college basketball game. I think they should. And like Quayface said, he think live is next. And I think live deserves this treatment. The golf game's been good. The golf game has been good. The football game has been a success as of right now. But live has been through hell since 2013. I got Jared coming up right now. He's in the back. What's going on,
What
Jared?
up, brother?
How you doing, my dude? How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. I'm celebrating my dad's birthday, man, but you cooking, man, so I just had to hop on a little bit before you get out of here, man. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So I understand. I'm not gonna say no names of the YouTubers that's tearing the game apart, but I get it. But you gotta give EA the props as far as putting out a decent game.
I agree.
And this is the first game that the UIL that's involving UIL. So I guess they had to be careful with the roster, but
you gotta
my
understand,
only gripe.
Hold on, you gotta understand that that's the sole reason why EA Sports got sued.
Exactly.
That is the main reason why they got sued by Ed O'Bannon, because of the roster.
Exactly. So my only gripe is, and that's it, because I love the gameplay. I love, I said UIL, NIL. My apologies. NIL.
You good? We know what you were saying.
Thank you. NIL. So my only gripe is, if they were going to be careful of the NIL rosters, just keep that roster, right? And then create a whole nother roster with generic players. You know what I mean? Instead of Shedeur Sanders, it'll be Billy Bob or something like that. So for the creators who want to create those championship Colorado teams or that 2001 Miami team, they can create it. That's my only thing.
I'm surprised.
But other than that, I love the game. Go ahead.
I'm surprised. I know you're good. I'm surprised they're not in the game already. Just have them with just their numbers on the back.
Right.
Yeah, but then again, that's how they got in trouble as well. Because remember, one of the things they did in court, which this was dumb on EA's part, they had number 15 quarterback for Florida in the game, which we all knew that was Tim Tebow. But they had plays, they had his name. They had plays, named after him in the game. So when you have when you have like that Tebow, jump pass or whatever that they had. I think it was the jump pass by Tim Tebow. I can't remember who did the jump pass. Well, they had a goal line play that Tebow used to do in Florida, and they had that in the game. In court, they played it, and that was one of the things that sealed the deal for them to lose that case. So even if you put like, let's say number 10 for Oregon quarterback, that's Dennis Dixon, but you got to be very careful with it.
Right, and I was just me. If I was and I'm just speaking hypothetically. If I was part of the game designer crew, I would just put the idea: hey, for the people, our fans that like to create whole rosters, just put Billy Bob with any number. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they can just go for themselves.
What they should do is just go ahead and put the team out there, give them their original, like let's say at the 1995 Nebraska team. Just give them the old 1995 uniforms and just put generic players on there and let them have it.
Exactly. You got it. Yes.
Yeah, they don't even have to replicate like Tommy Frazier was what 6'2", 215. They could put a 5'11".
He could be 5'9". Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
But they can have the actual jerseys and the helmets from 95. They can even have the field look like how I did in 95, but just give them all generic players, and they can have a 400-pound quarterback for all I care. And just whatever happens from that point, it's on them. And another thing, for them to be safe, don't give any of those names commentary. Don't give them any commentary. You don't want to have Tommy Frazier name in the game. So even if you use that team, say if you use that team and like you could put a player on the back, it says Frazier on the back, or you could put a player name like that Tebow, and it'll automatically say their name. But the fact that you're using that team, all that's disabled.
Yeah.
So that would be the thing I would say. But nah, man, it's so overall, like the game itself. I know you say you really enjoy the game. What is it about the game that you really like? Like, give me like small details. Don't give me like a generic answer, because I've been trying my best to give you like intricate small details about the AI and what to play, how the players play or whatever. What are the small things of the game? What is the small things about the game that actually surprise you?
When you make a smart football play in the game, it's rewarding. So versus a Madden with a computer or you playing on mud, it basically is cheese. Like you jump a defensive back, jump a slant pass, and because it's Randy Moss,
right.
He catches the pass anyway, even though Asante Samuel beat him to the spot. The game actually makes you pay for stupid mistakes, and it rewards you for making smart football plays, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think another thing a lot of people don't realize that the quarterback, the AI quarterback, they actually read your defense. If you ever seen it like before the ball is snapped, I don't know if this is an animation thing. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just getting too far ahead of myself. But I see the quarterback will point out certain things on the field, and they will go exactly where they pointed out at because they saw something. I got a few interceptions because of that. If you're not paying attention, like say, listen, I played against Nevada, because I was playing with Georgia Southern. I played against Nevada in my second game, and before the ball was snapped, the quarterback would do this little animation where he's like pointing over here or whatever. So what I did, I just stayed in one spot and I anticipated it. So what I did, I moved over a couple of steps. I didn't get the interception, but I was able to knock it down. Now, mind you, I was running the cover 3 where the middle linebacker is supposed to just go back in the zone. But the fact that he looked over there and pointed it out, something told me just to look over a little bit. So I took a couple of steps and I was able to knock down the pass, which if I would have just backed up and did what I normally did, it would have been an easy curl route that they would have got the completion on. So I don't know if that's a thing, but I've seen that more than once. But like I said, I only been playing.
I've seen it too.
Yeah, I played it only 3 times. All 3 times I played for maybe like 2 or 3 hours. So I can't say that's definitively that's what's going on, but I've seen it more than once.
Yeah, and another thing I like about the game, the ability players or the players that got the traits, the roles, they're not overpowered.
Now, see, I played with Georgia Southern. I got like one guy on my team. I got like one guy on my team with an ability, so I haven't really noticed it, but that's pretty cool, though. That's cool because when they started doing those traits, I think it was like Madden 21, when they started doing those traits with the one with Lamar Jackson on the cover. When they started doing those traits or whatever, them shits was overpowered.
Yeah.
Them shits was overpowered like crazy. Like you couldn't do nothing with Lamar Jackson at all. You know, like
right.
And I can't say it's still the same because I played very little of 21, probably 10 minutes of 22, and I played maybe a game and a half of Madden 23 and none of 24. So I don't even know what the traits are on those games anymore. When I played Madden 20, when I played Madden 21, and I noticed that, I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Right.
I just played a game and I couldn't stop Syracuse. No, I play with Georgia Southern. I can't stop nobody, to be honest. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying my Georgia Southern Eagles are bad, but I have to play up to my strength, which is an air raid offense. So it's been a shootout every game. You know? You said he couldn't.
Yeah, and that's
right.
That's realistic. And that's realistic. Just going over your Georgia Southern, like y'all getting your feet wet in the FBS, being a former FCS powerhouse.
Right.
Y'all trying to build your program up in the FBS Sun Belt.
Right.
So
yeah, exactly. And
that's realistic. Yeah.
Yeah, and for us, even though we won a few bowl games or whatever, we did okay. We're still going to struggle against some other teams who've already been in the FBS. Like a Nevada's already been. Nevada's been in the FBS for a while. Boise State. I mean, what do you say about Boise State? That's a pretty solid program. So
solid program.
Even though they're not one of these top teams, these Ohio States and Alabamas and all the Virginia Techs and Miami, they're not one of those teams. But the fact that there's levels to this, and that's the way it's supposed. It's always supposed to be like that. If you're playing it with the Georgia Southern, you should be able to struggle against a Boise State or a Northwestern, or you play at Nebraska. Even though we played Nebraska last year or a couple years ago in real life, we went up to Nebraska and we won that game, but it was a 45-42 shootout. We had to work our ass off to win that game. And that's the way it's supposed to be until you get the right players in your program.
That's true.
Yeah, so that I love it. Because I know it's not going to be in 2 years, I'm going to be playing in the Rose Bowl. I know that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And one thing I do want to add, I'm a UNC Tar Heel fan, man. So the best running back in the game are Marion Hampton.
Okay, yeah, right.
I played my franchise, my first year, the franchise. I'm in my 4th season now.
Okay.
I played Bama. In the first half, he got, I was gashing. But in the second half, they stopped everything. It's like the AI adjusted. And of course it's Bama, but I was impressed that Bama, like if North Carolina would have played Bama in real life, and we got lucky in the first half, right?
Right.
You expect Bama to, okay, let's show you how we do. We Bama, you UNC.
Right.
And it was like that.
Yeah, they're gonna, especially when second half or maybe even in the second quarter, they're probably gonna make adjustments, and that's what it's supposed to be. This is what Quayface said. The AI is good. It's very good. They've done very well with this AI, where they will actually, take advantage of your exploits, or they'll try their best to take over whatever you can't handle, and you have to find a way to get through that. Like if you can't catch a ball over the top, you you may want to do some mesh plays where you can get some plays underneath and try to make them cheat up. And it's been working. It's been working.
That's very true. Like that same game, like none of my receivers could really beat their secondary over the top like that. I could get them with slants and quick comeback routes to the tight, by the tight end, but like anything deep was no go.
No. Yes, no, and then you just have to find a way to move down the field without using that. Like, I have an air raid offense with Georgia Southern, and we pride ourselves on beating guys over the top. But I couldn't do it against Boise State. I literally, like, if you go back and look at, I think it was a couple videos ago, you literally go back and watch what I had to do to get the touchdown over the top. I literally had to wait till I saw them in a cover 2 formation, and I watched the safeties split. And with the stop and go slant, I was able to get a touchdown that way. You just can't call a play and say, oh, because I'm playing this game and I got this good receiver, I'm just gonna do it. Nah, they're not letting you do it.
Yeah, that's true, man. And with your, like, for example, with your Georgia Southern squad, man, have you tried like going old school Paul Johnson style and bringing back the option run?
Oh yeah. I've done that because our quarterback, Dexter Williams, he has like an 82, 85 speed. So I've been running some options with that as well. And it works because I have the personnel. Now I will say this, I know the last couple of years I didn't have it. And I also will say this, the quarterbacks that are behind him, they're not going to be able to run it, but I do have the personnel to do so. Now I haven't gone full triple option yet, which I think that playbook is in the game because, Army and Navy still, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they still run it, so I know it's there, but I haven't tried it. But the option game works pretty well based on what I've been seeing. It works really good.
It works very well, man. I tried it, and I even had the computer play to get like my Tar Heel franchise. We played Army,
right?
And on the plays, I didn't have the defensive scheme to really watch that fullback. I got gashed.
Right.
Even though our defensive line was better, but if I called the wrong defensive play to not stop that option run,
oh man,
I paid for it.
Not only that, you can be in a situation where your A gap could just be out of position, and that fullback is going for like 20 yards.
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I watched. I've been watching Georgia Southern football since like the early '90s. I know. And it's like, look, if you don't play assignment football, I've seen it. I done seen Adrian Peterson do it. I done seen Greg Hill do it. I done seen Jason Foster do it. I done seen what's the other guy? Kevin Ellison do it. I done seen all these players that play for Georgia Southern just gash people just because one player is out of position when you run an option. And that's all it takes. If you got one player out of position, you got a quarterback that knows how to read that, it's either going to go straight up the middle or it's going to be pitched to the outside, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
That's facts, man.
Yeah.
That's facts, bro. But hopefully they make some patches with the game edit. But overall, man, just unbiased critique of the game. Is it perfect? Hell no. But I'm having fun, and I'm glad college football is back.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I will say that I do have a gripe with, I don't like the option play when you have the keep or let the quarterback keep it, or you give it to the quarterback or give it to the running back. They swap the buttons. It's like if you want the quarterback to keep it, you got to hold down the button for the quarterback to keep it. But back then, it used to be hold down the button to give it to the running back. they swapped the button.
I ain't gonna lie, it takes used to get used to, but that's not a big gripe with me. But yeah, it's very awkward at first.
It is, because you got to understand, you can hold the button to get a ball to the running back all the way back in Madden, or not in Madden, but NCAA 04. Because they didn't. This is a mechanic that not many people really think about. They never thought about it. Get in the shotgun on NCAA 04 with you have the with the running back right next to you, just like how Pat White and Steve Slayton used to do it. And you run that play action is a play action pass. Hold down the button when you hike the ball. It won't even be a play action pass no more. It'll hand it off to the running back and he will run. It's been there that long. Now, when you started playing Madden 25 or NCAA 14, holding the football or holding the button would give the ball to the running back. So I've been used to it for over 20 years. That's why I'm like, it's so awkward because now you hold down the button, the quarterback keeps it. Compared to before, when you hold down the button, the running back takes it. But it's not like a big gripe, but it's definitely something to get used to because it's backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
It is, man.
Yeah, but
brother, good show, man. I just had to hop on. yeah, man. My bad, man. I had to just hop on, chop it up with you, man.
You good, man.
Share my experience.
Pops, spend time with your pops.
Yes, sir.
It's nothing like having your parents, man. They're like, you know, I ain't trying to get too morbid or anything, but I lost my pops in 2013. So I know what it's like, man. I mean, it's been over 10 years, but I used to spend time with him for his birthday as well. And we used to do all type of things. He was a Peyton Manning fan. He used to love the Colts. And, you know, this was before.
My dad liked the Colts too, bro.
Yeah, and it was before he went to the Broncos, so he never got to experience that. But he thought Peyton Manning was the man. And we used to watch football and all that stuff, man. Those times, man, you can't get back, bro. Spend as much time with them as possible.
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So
yes,
it's good talking to you. Quayface said the game plays like football. I agree. And
it do.
I'm gonna make a hot take, man. I'm gonna make a real hot take before I get out of here. I think this game, early impressions, I think this game got 2K football beat. I think it does. I know people ain't gonna like that, but if you go back and think about all pro football, you go back and think about NFL 2K5, those are great games. I'm not taking nothing away from them. But these last 4 days, things in this game that I've seen, it plays much more solid and smoother, and the AI is much more solid and smoother. I think it's better. As of right now.
I can't even debate you on that, man. As far as going forward, we can go look back in the past, but like just going forward, I can't debate you.
If this game stays where it is right now and they improve it and there's no crazy patches to mess the game up, I think it's better. And I'm not saying by a lot, but I'm just saying it's better. But I
agree, man.
I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody. It's been an hour. I said I'm gonna take about an hour. I thank you so much, man, for coming through. And I think I need to do this more often, man. I think we need to do this more often. I think I need to go live.
Yeah, I agree, man.
But I appreciate it. NBA Live, man. We need to start pushing for that. NBA Live needs to get this treatment, man. It don't deserve to go out like it did. And I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you guys, everybody who's on Twitter, everybody who's over here on YouTube. I cannot thank you guys enough. And I'll be back with another video tomorrow. I got another video that has nothing to do with this, but it's more about the game and stuff. So I'll be doing that. I'm gonna go hang out with the fam, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy, and y'all be blessed. Peace.